Greetings, I, TheWarOwl, greets you, and welcome to another episode of Matchmaking Academy, where you are the star for all the wrong reasons. This time our hero is Bacon. He is a Master Guardian Elite player, that's here, and his favorite fish is the sturgeon because it can perform surgery. Now, I don't think those flashes are particularly effective. No, that would be a no. Make sure not to write any disparaging comments about the player inside of the comment section. He's trying his best to get better, and oh my gosh, what a noob! Now, let's talk about why this was a terrible, terrible decision for this player. So the issue we're dealing with our boy Bacon is he had to mute all of his teammates because they were being quote-unquote toxic. That's our buzzword for the day, kids. The word of the day is toxic. Toxic as that. Anyway, he's already dead, so we didn't have a chance to talk about the round. Counter-Strike is a team-based game, so you can't really expect to do much by yourself, especially this early in the round, and especially this foolish of an attack. Now, because of these really failed flashbangs, he sort of attracted the attention of the counter-terrorists. As you can see, there are now 4 counter-terrorists holding bomb site A, 1 inside of Mini, and 3 playing Rafters. I guess 2 Heaven and 1 Rafters over the hut. This is probably the worst thing he could do, pushing out here, especially considering his flashbangs did not work. So he decides to push out the door and solo attack 4 players. Now you may say, well, there's no way he could actually know that there are 4 players here because he doesn't have wall hacks. But it's Nuke in his bomb site A, and just rushing into the site is a terrible, terrible decision. Not sure what he was trying to do here. I guess if he was going for a pick, that would make a little bit more sense, but really, he should have tried to play a little bit more passive, especially this early. So let's talk about how you can do those flashbangs a little bit better. I'm a terrorist, and I would like to take bomb site A by myself because I've shut off my teammates. Now, how do I accomplish this? What we saw was our friendly neighborhood dude throwing a flashbang like that. Just silliness right there. The best way to flash into bomb site A is to crawl up here, jump up on top of this, and do what's called a skylight flash. You can throw both of your flashes like this. This is a very support-heavy thing to do, and notice, they fall directly down into the site. Perfect angles to flash every single player he had to deal with in every position, except for somebody playing inside of Mini. So, really nice flashes, but you're thinking, wait a minute, this doesn't make a lot of sense for a solo player, because he's got to throw those. They've already gone off. He's got to jump down this ladder, climb down. Oops, I took 30 health damage. Now I'm pushing in, the flash is already worn off. Not a good idea, right? Well, yeah. The game takes teamwork, kids. You have to play as a team. Now, let's try to do the flash he was trying to do, but do it successfully. He was trying to bounce it off of right here. Think of the angles right here. If you try to throw it at the farthest wall possible, you're like, I want to get it out there. Of course, this is going to be the widest angle possible, so the highest degrees, and it's going to go over here into the corner. You want to get the most acute angle possible. So instead of right there, you want to aim toward the middle of this. Use your math, use your geometry. Did you pay attention in school? If the answer to that is no, then you will be bad at Counter-Strike. So what I like to do is just kind of walk over to the fire hydrant, look in the middle, and then if I'm going to flash myself out, I'm doing a running throw. So I run, throw it, it's going off. Well, I don't have my headphones on right now. Usually I use the audio clues to not flash myself, but as you can see, it goes out the door. Now, this one's very easy to avoid. It bounces, it goes very far. It's not a good pop flash. You can do standing flashes. Let's not go into that because, guys, the point is moot. Let's say I want to push out. Now, if you're playing the early stages of the game, you're not just going to be rushing into the site. That will kill you no matter what, unless you're doing it as a team in a coordinated attack. So, you want to play it slow, try to go for picks. That's pretty much the goal of the early part of the game. So if you're playing this position and going for picks, first thing you're doing is holding off any kind of a rush, then you're going to try to peek. First place is right there. A player likes to play inside of Mini. I think there was a player playing here inside of that game. And look for the headshot, pop, very, very easy kill. This player can also play the door. So that's kind of the first player you're looking at, right? Then you move out here, you clear the hut, you can peek out the door, you can even look a little bit at the heaven area here. That's the next area. Then, you can peek more inside of Mini and get more of it. Still not exposed from the left side. Can't really go very far here, though. Then look on the left side. You can start clearing the top. And that's about all you can go without being completely exposed from other positions. Notice the next step I take, I'm visible from there, and I'm visible from there. So, not a good step to take. You're going to be killed from both sides. One of the things you do is as you're doing like that running throw, you can instead look at this position and kind of clear that. But you're going to be visible. But you're going to be visible from a player up top inside of heaven, or inside of the rafters as well. So it's not, again, it's not absolutely ideal, and I actually wouldn't recommend this. But once you get in here, you can kind of clear this position as well. Now, you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, what about the door? That's a one-way thing. You're not going to be visible from two different positions. So let's look at the door and see if this was a better way to push it. Opening the door is tricky because there's players who are playing all different kinds of places that can shoot you. Opening it right here is probably the safest bet. You can also open it from this side, but then you have to worry about on top of hut, which, again, that's a very, very common position on top of hut, so you do have to worry about that. You may think you want to worry about heaven from here, but that is a moot point as well. There's no reason to worry about this player. Look at what he sees. Outside of the door, he sees like 1 pixel. No one's going to land that shot. You can see as he jumps, but again, this player is not the player you have to worry about. It's on top of hut. Let's look at it from the CT's perspective. On top of hut, play it here is another great spot. Good players will play right here and hold the position before the door opens. This is where I would play. And another position, let's say you're moving out now. You're like, all right, I open the door. I'm going to clear these spots. It's good to go, good to go. There could be somebody hiding there, but usually not. You got the mini areas here. You can actually do a nice smoke to smoke out the mini area. So I like to stand right here, and I like to throw right here on the left side of there. It'll bounce. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's definitely good enough. Yes, you would not see a player. All right. So now you're thinking about pushing out, right? You still got to worry about a player right there on top of the hut. And as you push out, you're also worrying about a player in the corner. Look at this corner right here. There, even if you open the door in the opposite direction, which they would have to do, you cannot see this player. He can hide indefinitely. The only way to peek this player, let's assume our smoke is still down, is to actually peek the player, and now I've exposed myself from another position. Same problem. So, what I'm trying to tell you is, you're boned. Work as a team. Try to work off of your teammates. Bacon's next question was about how to hold outside on Nuke solo, because, again, he muted his teammates and is not participating with them. So, we can see him throwing a smoke grenade, playing very out in the open, I guess flashing himself out, and standing very far out in the open. If somebody was at Silo right now, he would be dead. He does check it, I guess. Oh dear. Well, just because you throw a smoke, ladies and gentlemen, does not mean that the enemy is completely stopped. You haven't created a wall, you've just created a place for the player not to be able to see you through. Of all the positions you chose in this vast wonderland of Counter-Strike, you chose smack dab in the middle of yard or outside. Now, he was playing at red. We saw he was a weird crosshair positioning, not really watching where they could come from. If you're playing alone and you're trying to play outside alone, this is such a scary position because if nobody's watching your back, you can't really fall back. Nobody's watching silo for you, and you're just way out here. All you can really hope to do in this position is catch somebody off guard, like somebody jumping up here, or where the player was at red. If you had just held this angle and kind of just hard held this angle, even maybe pushed up a little bit. Check out these spots as well. Again, but I wouldn't recommend this on solo. Check this out. Move a few steps backwards here at secret, which you can get to pretty easily from going down ramp or down the vents if you break them, if you want to break them. Check this out. You can watch all the exact same positions you were watching. However, you are able to not die. You're not completely out in the open, and if you have to, you can fall back. So again, yes, look at this. You can watch every single position that you were watching before at red, outside in the yard, or up on top of silo. Much better position to play it from solo. So on this round, our hero Bacon, which, by the way, that avatar, Bacon, does go right to the heart, and then kill you. He asked a question about how to tell what bomb site the bomb is planted on. Listen, here. And here's a quick rule of thumb. If you're in bomb site A and the bomb is planted and you see no bad guys, it's very probable the bomb has been planted B. If you're in bomb site B and you see no bad guys, it's very probable it has been planted A. You're playing it in kind of a weird position when you're dealing with one player. Would have been better to get up into heaven and chill there. Oh my gosh. This is just an example of why you need to be communicating with your teammates. You could have been watching this from ramp and been protecting this player. Oh dear. I don't want to live on this Counter-Strike anymore. Thank you for sending in the demo. I hope the advice helps. Let's get an owl vision. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer. Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Woohoo! Oh,